MusikMesse in Frankfurt, where we've just released this brand new product, which is the AMPLIFi FX100. It's all kind of the same features as the AMPLIFi 11575 that we just released at the NAMM show. But it's kind of a different kind of thing in that it's a 4-mount multi-effects processor. You can see on the top of it, it's actually very, very simple and straightforward to use. We didn't want to add any kind of menus on there. There's no kind of things where we're scrolling through different parameters and kind of being in that situation where in a band practice, in a gig situation, you kind of bend it over and dial it a bit like different sounds. We have put some familiar amp controls on top, so we have got the drive, the bass and middle, the treble. Close-up with access on the floor with the feet, obviously you can switch to a whole bunch of different sounds there. There's 100 different presets in here, and you can overwrite all those presets as well. But the presets are really, really good, probably for the first time from any kind of multi-effects manufacturer. They're actually usable presets where we have the sounds that you can get very quickly up and running with a rock band or with a heavy metal band. You've got your clean sounds, your solo sounds, your crunch sounds, and your rhythm sounds. So straight out of the box you're up and running without having to do a great deal of work. The next thing we have though is the iOS app, which is similar to the one that we had on AMPLIFi. So if you want to have a look at that over here. So what it gives us is the same great kind of editing facilities, where we're actually very quickly and easily dialing in a tone just by using sliders. So kind of gone are the days where we're trying to physically, or try to change something that physically looks like a box. This is such a much more intuitive, much more sort of ergonomic way of doing things. We've got the same sort of 70 amplifiers on there, which are all taken from pod form. So if I click on here, I'm going to have 4 different categories of amps. We've got the clean sounds, the American sounds, the British sounds, the high gain sounds. Double click the tone that you want. Dial in the tone, and add some effects to that. Say 100 different effects, so I've got different reverbs, different delays, pretty much every effect you can think of. Double click it, change the parameter, you can even move the sequence, the chain around as well. So if I want to have delay in front of an amplifier, I can do that. If I want to have multiple distortion pedals or multiple delay pedals, I've got all the flexibility of doing that as well. So again, taken from our kind of pod form guitar tones. Next thing we've realised is that guitar players don't necessarily always talk in terms of patches and presets. What they do talk about is people's particular tones or types of amplifiers. So they may talk about one of their favourite guitar players. So now we have this tone search. So what this enables us to do is instantly go on the sort of Line 6 tone cloud, which is currently at 7,000 different tones, but growing all the time as users kind of add their tones to things. But if I want to dial in and look for, instead of searching for a patch name or a preset name, let's search straight for Steve Vai, and it should download a whole bunch of different tones that users from around the world have created. I mean, that's grown a lot even since yesterday. So there's a whole bunch of different sounds that are going to do it. If Steve Vai wasn't your type of player, we can actually go in there and we can search for, maybe for a bit of Rolling Stone. So let's put in Keith Richards. And hopefully we'll pull down a bunch of different tones for this one. A whole selection of different Keith Richards tones from different songs there. So again, the whole thing with Line 60, you're up very, very quickly and very, very easily and creating sounds. Great sounds, and then you can save those tones, save it to the 100 presets in here, and you're up and running with a great sound for not a great deal of money. So we just dialed in a little bit of a sort of classic British amp sound there, so let's see what that sounds like. So let's say I want to add a little bit of effects to the front of that. Let's add a modulation. Let's add a univide there, so I'm just going to switch that in. Very quick and easy. That change of parameters. And then what I can do is I can actually go on and I can save that tone, save it to my library. I'm going to save this tone as gear for music, save that to my tones, and then the next thing I can do is actually go on here and I can publish this tone, so exactly the same tone that I've just created there, is now being uploaded to the Tone Cloud, so anybody with an AMPLIFi product, an FX100, can download this and see exactly what we're doing at the time.